And what's going on again, fellow pilots? Well, got another one in. Just went over the inspect on it. It's not going to be my next build. My next build is going to be a Big Peaks biplane, 3D biplane, which I'm getting ready to start on probably today. But the build after that, and don't know if I'm keeping this one or putting it up for sale, but probably end up keeping this one. I've gone pretty much spec almost on everything on it, but this is the E-Flite F-86 Sabre. This is your basic, flat out fiberglass fuselage. It's actually still got all the packing and everything like that in it, due to the fact that since it's not my next build, I'm gonna leave most of it wrapped up. But I wanted to get a little bit of it out so I could show you guys and have you guys take a look at her. Really good condition, no damage at all on anything. I haven't got the wings unwrapped. Got a little bit of bubbling, which is normal in the covering on the wings from the plane balsa, but all that takes is a little touch with a heat gun or an iron covering iron, and that'll just disappear. You got your scale canopy here, which I do intend to mock up. Not too much as far as adding lights or anything. I don't want to add any more weight to the Sabre than it already has. Anybody who's flown this knows that you got to land this thing hot, and I'm talking extremely hot. But yeah, it's a real nice kit. The wings are double stacked up there, so they're both right in there. Double stacked on the tail section there. You got your basic parts kits with your fiberglass coverings for the servos and the servo arms so you can't see anything. Your basic landing gear, plywood parts, nuts, bolts, screws, all kinds of stuff. And then this other bag here looks like this is going to be our bag of just tons of screws and bolts and nuts and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of the foam, hassling all the time. So I decided, hey, let's go with another fiber. So I picked up this fiberglass Sabre. I've seen it fly. It is extremely fast, and it is reasonable price. Plus, I got a good old boy discount at the hobby shop. So went with her. Now the call out for it is the Delta V 15 ducted fan system, which is the 70mm ducted fan, which is what I'll be running this time. I know normally I'll find an equivalent. You guys know if you've seen my videos, I'll find an equivalent or a better fan, but this Delta V is an excellent fan. This thing just punches power. So I went ahead and I decided I'm going to go ahead and go with this one. Where I switched it up a little bit is on the motor. I did get the ducted fan, 15 brushless end runner, but I went with the 3600 kV instead of the 3200. Give me a little bit higher RPM, allow me to push a little bit more amperage to it, and possibly even kick it up a little bit more speed. Probably nothing noticeable, but it'll make a difference. So we'll go ahead and pop the top off here if I can with one hand, and actually let me get both hands down there. Alright, so there's the top, pulls off real nice, and there's where the canopy inlay will go into right there after I scale it up with the pilot and everything like that. So I'll just go ahead and set this to the side. Alright, and here we go. This is the E-Flite F-86 Sabre, 70mm. There's a good look inside, and like I say, guys, there's the bubble wrap still in the fiberglass tube and hole. All fiberglass, all balsa, all ply. Looks like mainly all ply, to tell you the truth. Pre-installed push rods, which are nice, so I'll just double check all that, make sure all that's working good and set up right. But the beauty of it is just that huge open bay, which by the way will be completely gone due to the fact that we are running a fiberglass, carbon fiber, looks more like a carbon fiber or fiberglass thrust tube on this inlet. And guys, this goes all the way from the tail. Get my camera angle down here. Okay, goes pretty much all the way from the tail all the way up to the motor here. Kind of inlays in here. You can adjust it a little bit, but not too much. It is pre-molded on the ends to fit the exact shape of the thrust tube and the exact shape of the Delta V 15. So on the fan system, the ring will be coming off here on the outside, and that will inlay right there with that thrust tube. So that'll give me plenty of plenty of power to scoot around on. The battery situation for it, I'm not really sure yet. I've just read of so many different setups guys are doing on the batteries. Lots of people are running parallel 4S's. Calls for a single 4S, I think about a 3300 milliamp 4-cell. So, 4-cell, 3300, that's a good sized battery, but if I can get one on each side, that would be good as well. But I'm just going to have to increase landing speed with that. And from the specs I've read out on it, and just, the information from buddies on RC groups and around the internet and stuff like that, it's going to use up every bit of 400 feet of runway on landing. I've seen these things come in and they just keep scooting and keep on rolling. So that'll be an issue I'm going to work with and try and figure out a solution to. This might be my first EDF that I put my drag chute system on. If I can get it a little bit smaller, just a hair, I'll be able to equip this with the underbelly drag chute, which will eject a drag chute with about an 8-foot tether opening up to a most likely a 20 to 30 inch chute, whichever one I decide to make and put in there. So we'll just have to see on that, because I know right now it takes a lot of real estate to take these off and land these. So we'll just keep that updated. But we'll worry about all that when we get to the build. But coming up is going to be the build on the Dynam Peaks 3D biplane. A lot like the Beast by Hangar 9, except small and foam. So we'll be getting on that next. But yeah, I'm just really impressed with this Sabre. She is just a tight, everything fits snug, build. So it's going to be a handful in there of electronics, because I also will be running Castle Creations BEC, most likely my typical setup, which is off of a 2-cell LiPo pack, probably about 1,000 milliamp. Probably go, actually with this, I'll probably go down to 800 milliamp LiPo pack in it. So I'll probably stick with one 4S, maybe 3500 if I can find the right dimension milliamp, and then just run a little E-Flite 2-cell 800 milliamp pack for my BEC. I don't like to run them in line with my flight packs, just personal preference. But yep, she'll be coming up, guys, and this will be a fun build. Just gives me the flashbacks of the good old days of working with wood, working with, I guess, material other than foam. So it'll be a nice fun build for you guys. So stick around, and I'll definitely have the Maiden on video as well. But yeah, I should have some videos coming up of the biplane build coming up soon, so stick around. But until then, that's the setup. We're going to go with the F-86 Sabre from E-Flite. We're going with the Delta V 15 ducted fan EDF, and we're going to go with the 15 ducted fan motor, this 3600 kV though. And speed controls, I've got quite a few to choose from. Castle Creations BEC, and servos around the deck, I'm not sure on. There's quite a few Metal Gear. I'm going Metal Gear all the way around, which brings up one little point, guys. The servos that the instruction manual, the box, that everything calls out for, and let me see if I can tell you the right one first. Yeah, the S75 servos are what E-Flite calls out for on this plane. I do not recommend running those. Those servos strip extremely well. Yes, they're small and they have high torque, but the smallest bump and you strip that servo out. Definitely on the nose wheel, you've got to go metal gear on this thing. And if I can find a good strong 7.5 gram to 9 gram Metal Gear servo, I'll probably go full house servos on that. So looking forward to this build. I'm actually pumped about this one, so I'll get it back in the box and get that bite finished up, and hopefully get the Corsair and the Bipe out for the Maiden and get some good footage. So thanks for checking her out, guys. And if any of you guys out there have this, and everybody's got little tips for a plane they have, so if anybody's got a comment or anything like that, feel free, hit me up, drop me a PM or anything like that, and I will get back to you. Thanks, guys. Later.